Programs also shared with you guys. You can just go through it once. Easy bacha programs were there. I'll suggest you guys to go through it once. Okay. Now, yesterday we had discussion on the range of data types. Yeah, to the admin. We discussed about the ranges of the different type of data type. Then we discussed about the array basics. Okay. Then some basic programs we did. Okay, 1 second, guys. People are facing problems with the notes from where they'll get. There is the WhatsApp group link I'm giving to you, everyone. Please check. I've shared the link just now. Please check it. Check your chats. You can click on it so that you will be redirected to the WhatsApp group and then you can join the group. After that, in the group only, I think there will be a drive link. If you click on that, you'll be redirected to the drive in which the notes are loaded. Check it once. Day2.txt is empty. Or it can be empty. Are you asking me this one? Day2.txt is opening now. Okay, no issues. If you're not able to get the content, I'll upload it again. Don't worry. Okay. In nearly of 1900 lines are there. I'll upload again. Okay. I'll tell the admin. I'll tell the admin. Don't worry. By the end of the day, it will be uploaded again. Don't worry. Please come back. Come back to the topic today. All right. Sir, basics, whatever was there, we saw yesterday up to the arrays, including what, sir? Including conditional statements, for loop, and your arrays. Let me create a new project. Naming it as Leetcode. This is an IDE I'm using, that is Eclipse. You can also get it from the internet for free of cost. Now, in Java, we keep our files, our Java files inside the package here in IDE. Okay, so I'm going to create a package and I'm starting the package with the reverse of the company's domain. We are right now in NareshIT, so I'm writing the domain in reverse order, that is com.nit. And then I'm going to set the name of the package. Let's say package name is Day-3. So inside this, I'm going to create a new class. And the class name, I'm going to take it as test1. Class name is test1. All right. You're not getting the audio. Hold a second. Okay. All right. Now I think it is audible. Okay. All right. Let's focus. You can use any of the two. IntelliJ if you want, you can use. If you want Eclipse, you can use. No issues with that. or simple in a notepad also you want to write program, you can write programs. First you learn how to write programs and then you jump to Leetcode platform where you can write the programs. Okay, please come back everyone. Now as we are studying this Leetcode programs, we are going to continue with the Leetcode programs, but in the Leetcode, it's all about having knowledge on data structures. So sir, basically what is a data structure? I can say that this data structure is a way of organizing and storing the data so that we can perform some operations very efficiently. So I can say that a data structure is a way of organizing and storing data to perform some operations efficiently. All right. Now, how it is going to help us? It helps us in organizing our data. Or I can say it helps us to organize the data in such a way that allows us for easy access, manipulation, and storage. All right. This is the beginning, sir. Don't worry. We have started just now. Okay. Now, in basic, if I say there are two main types of data structure. Okay. What are the two main types of data structures? There will be linear data structure and there will be non-linear data structure. It's going to be a little bit theory type today, and then you'll continue with the code. Okay. Now the question arises, sir, what is linear data structure? Linear means continuous, right? Linear data structure means obviously continuous data structure. Now one more type I can add. Let me add one more type. Let's say three main types. One more type I'll add, that is hash based data structure. Okay. Now under the linear data structure, we have got array, we have got linked list, we have got the stack as well as queue. Okay. If I consider non-linear data structure, then we have tree as well as graph. And if I consider hash based data structure, then there we will be getting hash table. These are the common examples. Array, we already know how it looks like and what will happen over there. Okay. If I say what is an array, in basics, if I say what is an array, array is a collection of elements. Elements means values. Array is a collection of elements. Array is a collection of elements which are stored in contiguous memory location. Just stored in contiguous memory locations. Right? And it allows us fast access to elements. using the indices. Indices means the indexes. You can use the index to get the elements. Already we have seen that. Then there is linked list. Linked list, obviously you are going to cover, like Java people are going to cover linked list, tag, queue, hash table, properties, map, hash map, tree map, all those things in core Java. Okay. Now what is linked list? Linked list is a collection of nodes, sir. Okay. Where each node contains data and a reference. Each node contains a data and a reference. The reference can be a link to another node. Okay. A reference can be linked to another node or nothing but the next node. Okay, next node in the given sequence. Now the question is arising, sir, what is this node? Yeah, first item, last item. Yeah, very good. Suppose, let's say, for example, array, if I consider, array looks somewhat like this, contiguous memory location. Your values are there, elements 10, 20, 30, and 40. These are the elements. But when I go with the linked list story is little bit different. It will look similar to this diagram, but little bit more masala is there. What is that masala? Maggi masala. Let's see what is the masala here. Focus everyone. Here, if I am considering an element, suppose in this block, I'm going to have an element. The element that I'm going to have is 10. Then previous to this element, there will be nothing right now. So let's say it is null. This is nothing but the previous element reference. This is your element. And then here, there is another element 20. So for that 20, there will be some reference. That reference is stored over here. Next element reference. Okay. More will discuss about linked list. Don't worry. There will be more under it. Doubly linked list, more. Again, lot of things are there inside it. We'll see that. Now, we're having a stack. What is a stack? Stack is going to be termed as collection of elements that follows last in, first out principle. Okay. That means what? The element which is added last, the last element added is going to be removed first. So I can say the last element added is the first to be removed. Then we are having a queue. What is this queue? Queue is just like a line. Whenever you are going to visit, like if you are having an appointment anywhere, let's say for example, you went to a clinic to visit a doctor. If you reach there, you can find that there will be a queue of people. So when you reach there, you will find that everyone is having one token with them in their hand. Token is containing some number. So that token is given to them by the assistant there. Whoever comes first will get one token with some number allotted to it. Then whoever would have reached there first will be the first one to come out. They will visit the doctor first, they will complete their work, and then they come out. So here it is a collection of elements that follows first in, first out principle. right? That means the first element added is the first one to be removed. Getting it? Next, we are having a tree. What is the tree? Tree will be like, I can say, somewhat like this: elements, elements, elements. You would have seen this thing somewhere in your life. Okay. Yeah, correct. So now tree is a hierarchical structure, okay, which consists nodes. A hierarchical structure consisting of nodes with one node as the root and the other nodes as children. What does that mean? Not getting anything, sir. Okay, don't worry. Suppose let's say we are having some data like this. Here one node is there containing some data, one data. This is the super one. This is the root from which further nodes are generated. Here node is available containing data, node available having some data. Then this is again going to have further node. Okay. That may again have further children. Like this. Are you understanding? All right. I'll try as much as I can cover, Baba. Okay, focus, focus. Come back, come back, come back. If I'll keep on reading everyone's question, means you guys will not let me continue the topic. Now we are having something called as graph. This graph is a collection of nodes. Nodes contain data, Baba. Okay. It's a collection of nodes and edges. Edges are the connection between the nodes. Okay. It can be used to like represent some networks. Don't worry, I'll explain everything in detail. Don't worry, just accept the points first. Nah? I'll explain what are all these things. Please wait. Networks, such as you can take like transportation systems or social network, anything like that. Or let's say transportation systems. Okay. Now, what is this hash table, sir? Hash table means obviously there will be a data structure which will have some tabular format, and then it will be using a hash function to map the some key and value for faster retrieval. Very easy thing. Initially you'll feel problem, don't worry. Something like a table where there will be some roll number and the student name, like that you consider now. Okay, key means roll number, student name is the value, like that you consider. So it is a data structure that uses a hash function to map the keys to value, keys to values for fast retrieval. Right. So each and every data structure that we're seeing here is they are having their own strength, they're having their own weakness. And which data structure should be chosen in which case, that is completely depend on some requirement or any of the problem that you are solving. Okay. I'm not saying that all the data structure has to be used at once. Yesterday, one program I had shown you, like what was that? Two sum. Two sum can be solved using array, can be solved using map also. Depends on your requirement. Okay. Are you guys understanding? All right. Now, when we are saying about linked list, array, so already we have got some idea. There were two different types of array. Notes already shared. We have already done with the single dimensional array. There is actually multi-dimensional array also. Array is a contiguous memory location in which you are able to store multiple number of data together in a single unit. All right. And all the data were same type. They are not of different type. That is the demerit of array. You can have only homogeneous type of data. Homogeneous means same type of data. Yesterday we created int array. So in int array, only integer allowed. You cannot store any other type of data. That is the demerit again. Okay. Now, what is this linked list? Okay. Before linked list, one more type was there. That is multi-dimensional array. Multi-dimensional array. Multi-dimensional array means you'll be having data in form of rows and columns. One of the example of multi-dimensional array is 2D array. 2D array means what? In general, let's say for example, there is mark sheet. So I'm going to create mark sheet for 5 different students in 5 different subjects. 5 students in 5 subjects. Okay. If you want heterogeneous elements, then you need to go for object array. Array by default is homogeneous, not heterogeneous. Come back. Now, if I want to store marks of 5 different students in 5 different subjects, I can consider 2D array, a two-dimensional array. It will have data in form of matrix. Matrix, I think in class 10th you would have studied. Matrix, something like this. Okay. Now, 5 different students in 5 different subjects. That means what? For the first student, here 5 different subjects. Second student, 5 different subjects. Like that, for 5 different students, 5 different subjects. 5 different subjects marks are going to be stored. Consider like this. If I merge it together, it will look somewhat like this. Tabular format. Nothing but in form of matrix. Five students, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This side I'm having subjects, subject mark, and these all are student. Student number 1, student number 2, student number 3, student number 4, student number 5. But as it is an array, we can't say with 1, we have to start with 0. So the first cell is nothing but 0 row, 0 column. 0th row, column number is going to be given as 1. 0 row, column 2. 0 row, column 3. 0 row, column 4. Similarly, Here it is going to be row number 1, column 0, row number 1, column 2, row number 1, column 3, row number 1, column 4, row number 0, row number 1, row number 2, row number 3, and row number 4. Then here, row number 2, column 0, row number 2, column is 1, row number 2, column is 2, row number 2, column is 3, row number 2, column is 4. Then here, row number 3, column number 0, row number 3, column number 1, row number 3, column number 2, row number 3, column number 3, row number 3, column number 4. This one, row number 4, column 0, row 4, column 1, row 4, column 2, row 4, column 3, and row 4, column 4. I'm representing here indexes based on rows and columns. Each cell is having its corresponding row and column. Understood this 2D array? All right. Whenever there is 2D array, to access the elements, we require nested loop. We have done only the loop. We have not done the nested loop, sir. Okay, we did the for loop. We have not done the nested loop. Nested loop means one loop inside another loop. Okay, to access elements from the multi-dimensional array, to access elements from multi-dimensional array, we need support of nested loop. Now what is nested loop? Nested loop means loop declared inside another loop. Loop declared inside another loop. That is a nested loop. Okay, nested loop is mainly focused on rows and columns. Always keep this point in mind. Outer loop represents number of rows and your inner loop represents number of columns. Okay, you would have done this in your programming days, like some pattern programs and all you would have done. Like for example, someone will ask you to print a pattern like hashtag, 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 then hash, hash, hash. Now, look at here. This trick which I'm giving you is going to help you for forever. Whichever pattern programming comes in the world will be solved with this trick. Let it be pattern program or multi-dimensional array. If you know this trick means it becomes easy for you to solve the array programs also. The trick is, this is a pattern. I want to display it. So if you see this pattern, you see each element is displayed at once. It's not like all element will be displayed at once. Only one element is displayed at a time. So if you check the elements properly, you see we are having in first row, there are 5 elements. Do you know which one is row and which one is column? These are the columns I am drawing now. I have got here 5 columns. Okay. I've made 5 columns. Now I'm making rows. One row already created. This is the second row, third row, fourth row, and the fifth row. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These all are columns. Rows 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. These are the columns. Sorry, these are the rows. Rows and columns. 5 rows, 5 columns. Each element is having some index. You see, this is row number 0, then row number 1, row number 2, row number 3, row number 4. Similarly, you are having columns also 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. There are total 5 rows, 5 columns. Now, I'll say, sir, last row, last column to 4. Are started with 0, na? Understanding? I'm taking it with the perspective of solving array programs also. That's why I'm considering a 0 row, 0 column. I could have started with 1 also. Just because we are understanding array programs together with this nested loop, that's why I'm doing like this. Otherwise, you can consider it as row 1, row starts with 1, column starts with 1. No problem with that. Just because we are doing arrays, that's why, to make you guys understand two things together, nested for loop as well as arrays together, I'm doing like this. Okay, now focus. If I have to print this pattern, I need to count how many rows are there. There are 5 rows. So let's say for int I is equals to 0. A row starts with 0, I said, as per the arrays. Okay, I is equals to 0, I is less than 5, or I can consider less than equals to 4. Then I plus plus. This I is nothing but your row. How many number of rows are there? Starts with 0, goes up to 4. How it will go? One value at a time, it will increment. Next, I'm having columns. Column is equals to 0. Column less than or is equals to how many columns? 5 columns. Then column plus plus. Now remember one thing. The outer loop will not update until the inner loop becomes false. Remember the statement? The outer loop value will not update until the inner loop condition becomes false. In the inner loop, I am going to display that hashtag. Hashtag display. If I'm displaying the hashtag, I'm going to use print method. Java's predefined method, print method, which will print and stay in the same line. First time, hashtag printed. Let me show you the dry run of it. Row value initially 0. Then 0 is less than equals to 4. I'm considering this loop first, outer loop. 0 is less than equals to 4. It is true. When true, you need to go inside and start the inner loop. When I start the inner loop, column value is equals to 1. Sorry, column value is equals to 0. When column is equals to 0, 0 is less than equals to 5. Check 0 is less than equals to 5 or not. Mistake you will see here. You will see the mistake here. What mistake we have done? Knowingly, I have kept the code wrong so that your mind will work. Mistake you see, what mistake will happen? 0 less than equals to 5. It is true. When true, I go inside the loop and work. I'm getting instruction to print. So let me print. I'm printing hashtag. Hashtag printed. And as I have used print method, after printing hashtag, the control will stay in the same line. After a space, waiting in the same line. Then just before the closing of the outer loop, here I'm writing system.out.println. System.out.println. SOPLN I'm writing. You don't write SOPLN. Just a shortcut I'm writing. System.out.println. So what will happen? Control should move to the next line if it executes system.out.println, but I'm not reaching there. Here we are having closing of the inner loop. Is the inner loop condition false yet? Respond everyone. Is the inner loop condition false yet? Has it become false? No. If the condition has not become false for the inner loop, the control will shift back to column plus plus, due to which now column becomes 1. And then you check the condition again, 1 less than equals to 5. Yes, it is true. If it is true, go and execute the loop. In the loop, we are getting instruction to print. Okay, printing. Hashtag printed again in the same line. After hashtag, there is a space. Control is waiting in the same line. After that, again, column is changed. Column value incremented to 2. Now you see 2 less than equals to 5. It is true. When 2 is less than equals to 5 is true. When it is true, control goes inside the loop and then prints hashtag again. Printing hashtag. And along with the hashtag, there will be a space. Then control waiting in the same line to print the next message. After that closing, we can't close because condition is not false. So column value will update column plus plus, due to which now column is becoming 3. Now see, look at here. Problem is coming now. After one more step, you'll get the problem. 3 less than equals to 5, true. So go and print. Okay, printing the hashtag. And along with the hashtag, there is a space. After the space, control waiting in the same line. Then closing is there. We can't close because condition is not false yet for the inner loop. So column value is updated to 4. Column is equals to 4. Now 4 is less than equals to 5. It is true. If it is true, again execute the same loop. Print the hashtag. Printed hashtag. Okay. After that, column has to update because we can't close the loop as the condition is not false. So column value becomes 5. Now the problem starts. Now you see 5 less than equals to 5. True or false? 5 is not less than 5 but is equals to 5. It is true. If it is true, it will go and execute the loop and print hashtag again. Hashtag printed. Here comes the problem. In my requirement, I must print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hashtag. But here printing 6 hashtags. This extra hashtag came just because I provided here equals to symbol. So I need to remove this equal to symbol. When I remove the equals to symbol, 5 less than 5, false. So will you print it? No. It will not print. Then what it will do? Control moves to the next line and sees here system.out.println. Now control, which was waiting over here to print next message, now shifts to the next line. Control waiting in the next line. After that, closing of the outer loop is there. Outer loop means row. Row value is still not false. Row condition is not false. So control will shift back to row and increment the row. When incrementing the row which was earlier 0, now the row becomes 1. And the same story starts again. Column will start with 0. 0 less than equals to 4, true. Again print here. 0 less than 4. Sorry, 0 is less than equals to 4, true. Then column value is 0. 0 less than equals to 5, true. 0 is less than 5, true. Column 1, like that it will keep on continuing. And then again 5 hashtags will be printed on the same line. Okay, like that it will continue. Did you understand this diagram, everyone? All right. So in this world, any kind of pattern comes, you can solve with this trick. The trick is outer loop represents number of rows, inner loop represents number of columns. Okay. Here are the 5 rows and 5 columns. Got the output? Now some people will say like this. I knew it that you will ask. What to do, sir, in this case? In this case, you see whatever is the number of row, that is the number of column. So column is equals to 0, but column will be up to row. Whatever is the number of row, that is the number of column. Row is 1, column printed once. Row is 2, column printed twice. Row is 3, column printed thrice. Like that it continues. Some more pattern programs will be there. You can keep on practicing that. Okay. There will be patterns like box patterns, square pattern, many things will be there. We are not here for pattern programming. We just had to see how it works. So you got one thing that based on rows and columns, you can access the data. Similar thing, you have to take it for the array. Okay. When you are dealing with the multi-dimensional array, the similar structure will be required. Nested loop will be required for multi-dimensional array because this is row and this is column. Row and column. Earlier you used to access like array of I. Then one element was coming. From now onwards, you'll have to do like this. Array of I, j. I will be the row. J will be the column. Got it? Let me take one example. I'm going to have an array which is going to store marks of students in 5 different subjects. Marks for 3 students in 5 different subjects. If I'm not going for the row, let me take like this. Directly I'll add the data. So here I'm going to have the values like this 10, 20, 30. First student got this marks in 3 different subjects. Let us consider it as 40, 60, and 50. This is the first student marks. The second student marks is 90, 80, 90. Then third student marks, let's say 70, 60, 90. All right. You can write this complete thing in one line also. No problem. But as a beginner, it would have created doubt. That's why I kept it separately in separate lines. So you can visualize. First student marks in 3 subjects. Second student marks in 3 subjects. Third student marks in 3 subjects. Now, if you want to display one value at a time, then you have to say like this: array of 0, 0. If I say array of 0, 0, you will be getting 40. Then I am saying here array of 0, 1, 60, next element. Then if I say array of 0, 2, then the next element, that is 50. First student, marks code in first subject. First student, marks code in second subject. First student, marks code in third subject. Like that it is working. Now just want a gap, a new line, and then I'll print the remaining. System.out.println array of second student mark in first subject. 1 of 0. That means here is the second student. First subject mark is 90. You see, I'm getting 90. Similarly, I can get it for the further. But if I repeat it again and again, 1 of 0, 1 of 0, 1 of 0, then 90 will only come. I have to mention the address properly here. 1 of 1 and then 1 of 2. Getting it? Now a line gap I want, and then I'll print for the third student marks in all 3 subjects. Right? Now the same thing, how will I do it in a loop, sir? Rows are there, columns are there. How will I do it in the loop? The same thing, if you consider, you see what is getting repeated again and again. What is same? ARR is same everywhere. And then you check. For the first time when we are executing, the row is remaining constant. But column is changing. Here, row value changed and then remaining constant. But column is changing again. See the values. Then again, row is remaining constant and then column is changing. So how to represent this in loop? Where row remains same and column changes. The last program that we did, similarly like that only. What shall I do? How will I access? Elements stored in multidimensional array. For int, nothing but your row. Row is equals to 0, row less than 3, and your row plus plus. Next, for int column is equals to 0, column less than 3, column plus plus. Don't jump for solution directly. First, you see what will happen if I write like this. System.out.print. I want to print array of row and column. Then just before going out for another row, I'm printing one line gap. Now if I execute, if I do the dry run, row value is remaining 0, column is going to change. Row 0, column 0, row 0, column 1, row 0, column 2. If I execute, you can see the elements printed. But sir, elements all are getting merged. I don't want the merged elements like that, sir. Just add one space. You can see all the elements are printed in a proper order now. These elements coming up here. So the pattern programs which you guys are practicing in programming in the initial days, those pattern programs are very much helpful in solving multidimensional array as well as the questions which will come in the lead code. All right. From where you didn't understand. Okay. Nested loop means there will be a loop inside another loop. The outer loop represents the number of rows, inner loop represents number of columns. First, you have to accept that statement. Or maybe you would have entered late. Once the class is over, you can attend you can just go with the videos again. My lead code question is always understandable, sir. You guys are not having that practice of reading questions. You guys have been practicing directly with the, what do we say that? Like some formatted question, like take the variable like this, take the method like this, take constructor like this, do this operation, this method, do that operation, that method. Those all are formatted for all the time. That is why it's becoming little bit difficult. Okay, I said visualization is very much required. First, you should know how to visualize. If you're not able to visualize the questions properly, then it's difficult. Don't worry, slowly with practice, you'll get to know. Don't take tension. Okay. System.out.println just a printing statement. If you want to print anything, we write like that. Yeah, all rows and columns printed. Yes, you can write like that also. Yeah, correct. All right, focus everyone. You are only giving solution. You are only asking the question. Yeah. In this statement, all rows and columns are printed. How are they printed? What we have written? Array of row with column. Na? What is the row value? That one you put here. What is the column value? That one you put here. Substitute them and do the dry run once. It will work. Why it will not work? Okay. Everyone, I'll suggest you guys to do the dry run. That is why I have shared you the questions. See, here I have shared some extra things, extra notes. If you want to print index number, just print the row value, na? Or the column value only. It's up to you. You can print only the index number. What's the big deal with that? I'm not sure yet regarding the new batches. It will be coming very soon. Don't worry. Just stay connected to Naresh IT. You'll get the notification soon. These all programs, whatever I have given here, na, bacha programs are there. Just do the dry run, everyone. If you'll not do the dry run, then no one can teach Leetcode, boss. No one. Even Charles Babbage will come, then also not possible. And yesterday's note will be shared again in the group. Don't worry. Okay, you're so welcome to come. Please meet there. WhatsApp group link. Okay, boss. Give me a minute. I'll share again. Give me a minute. Huh? There is the link. If you are not able to access, by the end of the day, the notes will be shared again. After that, you can get it. Now, what you will do with my face? You are here to look at me, or you are here to look at the content, boss? Very soon you'll be seeing my face. Okay, very good with that. All right. Now, multi-dimensional array idea you have got. Correct. Now let us see the continuation for. Wait, let me just take this code from here and put it as an example over here. All right. Now, if you consider about the linked list, what is this linked list? Linked list is a collection of nodes where each node contains data and reference to the next node in sequence. Okay. Data will be the actual value or the information which will be stored in each node. And next node reference will be stored, means the next pointer in the sequence. All right. Now I can say in another terms, I can say a linked list is a fundamental data structure which is used to organize data in a linear sequence, one after another. Okay. Unlike the arrays which uses the contiguous memory location, this linked list will use the nodes. Arrays use contiguous memory location, but linked list will be using the nodes. Okay. So unlike arrays, which use the contiguous memory location, linked list will use nodes where each node contains two parts. I had shown you one diagram that time, how the two parts are going to come. The first one that we get is the data, and the second one is the next. We just say next. Okay. What is this data here? The value, actual value that is stored in node. What is next here, sir? It's the reference. The reference to the next node. Reference to the next node in the given sequence. Okay. The first one will be null. After that, everyone will have some reference. Reference can be anything. Now this linked list is again having different types, sir. There are few types of linked list you need to know. Types of linked list. We can have singly linked list. Then we can have doubly linked list. Then we are having circular linked list. Okay. So these are the different types of linked list you guys are going to deal with. Okay. Sir, when you talk about the singly linked list, what will happen? Here, in case of singly linked list, each node points to the next node. Okay. And the last node points to null, which means that is the end of end of list, which means end of the list. Null is there, means no more further elements. Okay. And now you can just travel through the list in only one direction. Okay. The traversal means go through. Traversal is done in one direction. And that will be from only from first node to last node. That will be from first node to last node. Okay. What does that mean, sir? It means starting there is a head. Then there is a node. Node 1 contains some data. Then there will be node 2. Node 1 pointing to node 2. Then a node 2 pointing to node 3. Further, after the node 3, there is no more data. That means what? It is pointing to null. Okay. If you consider doubly linked list, then in the doubly linked list, each node will have two different pointers. One will be pointing to the next node, another will be pointing to the previous node. Okay. It will be like initially null. Null is pointed by node 1. Node 1 at the same time pointing to node 2. But node 2 is pointing to node 1. Arrow mark you see properly. Then node 2, when pointing to node 1, again pointing to node 3 also. But node 3 not only pointing to next node, it is pointing to node 2 also. And node 3 further, if no more elements, then points to null. Okay. So here in doubly linked list, what will happen? In doubly linked list, each node has two pointers. Right? One pointing to the next node and one pointing to the previous node. Okay. Each node has two pointers. One pointing to next node and one pointing to previous node. All right. Now, if one node is pointing to two different nodes at a time, that means we can traverse in both the directions. Traversal is done in both directions. Then you can go forward, you can come backward. Forward and backward traversal is allowed. Right? Then we are having circular linked list. Circular means obviously just like a circle you can visualize. The head and the tail, nothing but the back. Back will be pointing to the head again. How it will happen? There will be a variation where last node points to the back of last node will point back to the first node, which will form a circle. So let's say, for example, this is the head. Head is pointing to node 1. Node 1 is pointing to node 2. Node 2 is pointing to node 3. Node 3 is pointing to head. This is a circular singly linked list. Okay. What happens over here is pointers will not be there. Pointers will not be there. Don't worry. It will store the reference, not pointer. Asterisk not there. Now what happens over here? Here the last node. Here the last node points back to the first node, which will forming a circle. Okay. It can be either singly or doubly. Singly circular linked list or doubly circular linked list. Right. Now the question arises, if there are different types of linked list, then what are the operations you can perform using linked list? What kind of operations we can perform using linked list? What are the operations you can do on the linked list? What operations we can do? We can insert element. We can delete element. Right. We can insert element. We can delete element. We can traverse through the element. Then we can search for element. So these are the common operations that you can perform using the linked list. Okay. You can insert element at the end of the list, in the beginning of the list, or at some specific position. You can delete the element from the starting, from the ending, or from some specific position. You can traverse through the complete list, where you can access each node of the list. Usually mainly it is done from the starting of the node to the ending of the node. Okay. You can also go from back to front or front to back in the node. You can search for one particular element. Getting it? Now, array that you took is fixed in size. Once you create an array, the array size is fixed. You cannot extend the array size. But if you go for linked list, it is not fixed in size. Okay, the size is dynamic in nature. Linked list is having dynamic size. If you ask me, what is the advantage? Array is fixed in size, but linked list is not fixed in size. They can grow or they can shrink as per your requirement. Okay, so that means memory is more efficient here. All right. They can grow or shrink as per the requirement. All right. In case of array, what happens if you delete any elements? All the remaining elements has to be shifted, na? Here, the shifting will not happen. Only the references will be changed. Okay. We can have efficient insertion and deletion of elements. In case of array, suppose this is an array. Your elements are there 10, 20, 30, and 40. If I add one element over here in this position, then what will happen? 40 has to be shifted that side. For shifting also some work required or not? Tell me, load will be there or not for shifting? Suppose I insert element over here in this position, then this element has to shift, next element has to shift, this element has to shift. If there are 1 lakh elements, then everyone will have to shift to the right hand side. If I insert element, and in case of deleting element, if you consider array where a lot of elements are there, don't think of only small data. take huge number of data, then only you can visualize it properly. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. If I am going to remove one element from here, I want to remove this 30. I want to remove 30. So what will happen? 40 has to shift here. Then 50 has to shift to 40's place. Then 60 has to shift to 50's place. And then the remaining one I have to cut. Correct, na? Shifting is happening, na? So when shifting is happening, there will be load on the system. I am trying to remove one element. Suppose 1,000 more elements are there, means everyone will come this side. The process will be longer process. That's the problem in the array. But when you go with the linked list is having nodes concept. Each node is having some data in it. And each node is going to associate with the reference of another node. Here, this bold one is nothing but the reference for the next node. Just only you have to change this reference. You change the reference, then it will point to the another object, another node. Earlier pointing to this node, now will point to the another node. Shifting. The node is not shifting here, just reference is changing. But one problem is there with this linked list again. Advantage is there, but there is disadvantage also. What is the disadvantage, sir? Bigger disadvantage is the memory overhead. Memory overhead means what? Each node that we are going to have will require extra memory. Why it will require extra memory? To store the reference to the next node. Okay, memory wise, if you check means linked list little bit troublesome. And the way you are accessing the elements in array using the like index, here you have to traverse from the starting to the ending. Okay. People who are aware of a big O annotation, the annotation here comes as O of n in case of accessing elements from the linked list. Don't worry about the complexity and all annotations we'll study. People who know, for them only. You be happy. O of n. If you want to access this, the access time will be having the linear, it will take the linear time. Obviously, there will be a notation of On, big O of n. Okay, what is On and all I'm saying? This coming. Tomorrow, maybe we'll start in that topic. Now, there will be memory overhead. Then there will be problem in accessing time. The access time will be a little bit high. I'll explain those things. Have some patience. Okay, so here access time is going to be increased. Okay, then the what do we say? It is more complex as compared to array. Okay. Complex will be in terms of your memory allocation, as in terms of memory allocation. Okay, memory allocation as well as like that. What do we say? Reference is changed. No? Reference updates. Reference has to be changed. No? If you're inserting or deleting elements. So based on that only, it is little bit critical. Okay. All right. What happened? You're not getting it. Easy thing is there, beta. Visualization you bring. Just see the visualization again. Let's lower it. Hold a second, everyone. Depends on requirement. Array list is not going to be good. You are thinking of collection topic. No, array list is not good, Baba. Continuous operation is insertion or deletion of element in array list. Kadam. Performance issue in array list. Ranjit, are you there? All right. Yeah, available. See, for you, I'm making diagram. Let us consider here there is apple. Data is apple. Then there is ball. Then there is cat. And then there is a dog. These are the elements I'm having for a singly linked list. Okay. Understanding? Each one is available in a node. This is the node. This box I'm creating a node. Think like that. This is the node. Box is nothing but the node. Okay. Now, in case of singly linked list, here a little bit more gap I'm giving, which is nothing but your next node reference. This is your first node, node 1, node 2, node 3, node 4. Don't consider as index, Baba. Just node something. You can take references also. Let's say node reference 101, node reference here 201, node reference 301, node reference 401. Okay. So here we'll have next elements node reference. The next node reference over here in this place, there, here. Okay. Similarly, here for this node, there's a next reference. Next is 301 over here. That means pointing to this next node. Then again, next one available over here. Node pointing to the another. After that, suppose I'm not having anything. Then here, in this next, what will be available? Null is available. Khatam. Understood now, na? This apple, ball, cat, dog, these are data. Okay. Now some people are like, sir, code also you tell. Baba. I'll tell the code also how to write. Okay, see the code. How to write this data structure in Java. How to design this link, how to design this singly linked list in Java. First of all, I'm saying there are nodes. So take node. I want this node to be accessed throughout the project. So I'm taking class named as node. All right. Singly linked list I'm designing in which there will be data. Let's say the data is a int data. And there must be next, which should receive the reference of the next node. So I'm taking a variable next, ready to receive reference of node. Now, whenever, hold a second. Whenever I am going to create a node, in that case, I must pass the node's data. when I'm passing the nodes data, internally data is initialized, due to which I'm saying this dot data equals to data. Have some patience, I'll explain why this dot came. Means for current node, the node that you are creating, for that current node, what is the data? Data is what we received. For the current node, what is the data? Current node. This means current node. For current node, what is the data that we have received? Okay, little bit of oop is required. Now, once you get the data, the next node value will be null. Okay, so here what is happening? The data will be integer data. Okay, then the next will be pointing to the next object reference. Understanding? Now I'll say, sir, show us that how you will traverse through the limits. They said this is confusion will come. If you don't know constructors, variables, and all, confusion will come. Don't worry. Slowly you'll get better. Don't worry. Diagram you remember now? That diagram only converted to code now. We got a node. Node contains data along with that next node reference. Okay. After that, whenever I create a node, that time I'm passing data. Then the data is initialized and next is initialized with null. That's it. Consider topic. Okay, this is a structure for, this is a code structure for singly linked list. Now you want structure for traversing. Suppose you want to traverse through the list. How will you traverse? Traverse means go through from the starting to ending. You have to go through. So how will you traverse? How will you traverse? Class. Let me say first. Traverse through the linked list. Which linked list? Let me take singly linked list now. All right. Now what I will do, I'll take a class traverse list one. I want to traverse, means traversing is an operation. So for operation, we take methods, public static void, what will say? Traverse. Okay. How will you traverse? For traversing, you need to start from the starting, nothing but the head. Right. So as you are starting from the head, the current node which will be equals to head. Okay. Till what you will keep on going for the next node. While the current node is not equals to null, you keep on displaying the element. And then when you display the element here, let's say here you display element, nothing but your data. How to display that also I'll say. System.out.println. This is just a structures. You're not going to write the same every time. Okay, just a structure, background structure. That's it. There will be the data. Which data? Current data. Let's say this dot data, or you can say it as current data. Data will be printed. Okay. Next, what is the current node then? Current node will be equals to next, not next, current node. Current node dot next. So this current node dot next, if I'm considering, means current node should be a type of node. These all things at once I wrote. People were saying, sir, lead code, advanced data structure, data structure. Are you guys understanding anything now? Eh? Whatever I did, is it understandable at once? People who know core Java, for them also it is going to be difficult. Only 20 to 30% people will understand. Nah, that is not my target. My target is all 100% should understand. That is the problem. Nah? First of all, everyone must practice few things. Then only you will understand my data structure that I'm designing. Please practice, everyone. Yeah, you can take a class as data type boss. Please practice something for today. Practice. Homework. Practice few things. What are the things? First of all, variables, then methods, and then constructor. That's it. Only three things you practice. Under variables, please don't forget to practice little bit only, not too much. Local variables, static variables, and instance variables. One more I'll take reference variables. If you're still facing problem, please practice this one. Okay. Now methods you have to practice, constructor you have to practice. It is just only a 1 hour to 1.5 hour topic if you practice. Easy thing. Just choose the important points and move forward. What is local variable? How to access? Where to access? What is static variable? How to access? Where to access? What is instance variable? How do we access? What is reference variable? How do we access? How do we create? Then what is method? How do we call a method? How do we design method? Then there is constructor. What is constructor? Why constructor? This much if you do means enough. Yeah, what, where, and scope. That is enough. What, where, why, and scope. What, where, why, and scope. Practice with what, where, why, and scope. What and where and why is, let it be same. What, why, how. One more is how. What is variable? Why variable? How do we use a variable? And where we can use the variable, limitations. This much only. Any topic you are learning, take these three questions. What, why, and how. You can understand the concept. Okay. Let's practice that one. Because here you can see, I have created a class named as node, inside which I'm taking instance variables. Instance variables are going to be different for different nodes. Instance variables means non-static variables you can consider. The variables which will have different data for different objects. I'm saying class node means node objects I'm going to get. For those objects, every object is going to have some data and the next. So data will be initialized, next will be kept on changing. Okay. All right. Did you understand next in the diagram? This dot data means current data. For the current object, what is the data? For the current object data. Next is going to get the next reference now. All right. Singly linked list you guys have got. You respond online people, everyone. Okay. In traversal, we are just checking if current node is not equals to null, then display and update the current node as the next. Let me not take the class. Just only method I'm taking. Current node is nothing but the head that is taken. And the head is not equals to null, then print the data. Yeah, node can be taken as a data type. We have taken class node. No? You can take it as a data type. Class can be taken as data type. It's a reference to data type. Yeah, correct. Okay. Class can be taken as data type to create reference variables, sir. Yes, sir. Correct. When you are going to have a little bit more research on these nodes, when you are going to research with this linked list, I'll suggest you to like perform some of the basic operations like delete a key from the list. Okay. Then what is the size of Doubly linked list? What did you say? Answer is Leetcode with Python instead. If you open data structure, is just about plannings, visualizations that we are getting here. Okay, today only it's said enough. So way of organizing and storing data to perform operations efficiently. The same code, whatever I wrote here, you can design with the Python also. Now what's the big deal? What you are thinking with Python is not possible or what? With Python also you can write it. If you know Python, you can design these nodes now. In Python you are having na. Why not? It will be there now. In Java, if you're writing like this means in Python also it is possible. Now, I'm not Python faculty still then little bit idea is there. Class you're taking now, maybe class taking. Class you're taking in Python now? Python people. Tell me, Python. Do you take class or not in Python? No. You don't take Python in like class in Python. Not required. Okay. Colon we can take for the node. What will define? How will define it? Define it by initializing some I don't know the keywords properly. How do you write? What do we say that? Something like self and data, something to use self and data. Okay. Now the data part will be the self dot data is equals to data, and self dot next is equals to none. Khatam Python. Yeah. If with Java we can do, means with Python also you can do. Now, I'm not sure completely correct or not, but something like this they do. Very, very long ago I saw. I'm not a Python faculty, so I'm not completely sure about it. But something like this they do, I know. I'm not completely sure. If you go for JavaScript, also it is possible. Someone was asking, sir, with JavaScript possible or not? Okay, take the JavaScript. You can take a constructor. In constructor, you take the data, in which the data part will be this dot data is equals to data, and this dot next is equals to null. Khatam. JavaScript also done. Why you guys are thinking that data structure and all requires a specific language? You can do it in any language. Huh? Expert. Someone is coming with C++. Ah, beta. Here I am computer. No, I'll do everything in all code. Not possible, right? I'm not that much expert. I know Java. I have good practice in Java. I can do everything in Java. This Python, Java is little bit. No, childhood days, I think I would have studied. Those days, many years ago, I studied. Right? Not possible. JavaScript, I have shown you. Na? This one is the JavaScript code. DSA with Python, I'm not sure yet. You have to check. Check the web page of Naresh IT. Right. Whatever is your specific language, just practice it with that. Okay. Asking me here for. Okay, I'm not sure. You just have to check with the web page. Check the Naresh IT web page. You just open Naresh IT. Check here. Courses and all. Classroom training, online training. You'll get it. All courses here you'll get. And or else you just ask them here. Is there any? Just put a message there. They'll call you back. Here you put a message. They'll ask your number. They'll call you back after that. Adam, simple. Can you create a database same as class name? Class is a data type. Whatever class name you take, na, that is a data type. It is going to act as a data type. First, you create a class. The same class name you can take as a data type. Because obviously, using that only, you are going to create a reference variable which will point to an object. Na? All right. Come back, everyone. So much of discussion you guys are doing otherwise. Okay, what are the operations of the linked list we said? You can insert element, you can delete element, you can traverse through it, you can just search element. Okay. Other operations also, like some problems you can solve, like how to find the length of loop in the linked list, how to split a circular linked list, how to merge two different linked list, how to like pair with the sum, how to insert in a sorted way in the linked list. Lot of operations you can design. Okay. Can we update element? Like, why you? Okay, you just have to change it. Just change that node, you'll get it. If you go with the Java, there will be a method. Ah, yes, obviously there will be available, na? In Java, that encapsulation chapter says that if you want to set something, you're having setter method. Similarly, if you want to like update it, you will be having a method. Set method will be there, I guess. Yeah, set method will be there. At which index, what element you want to update is possible. If you're talking like that, then okay, yes. For the linked list, it's possible to set the data. We can update. Not a big deal. You just have to call a method. But you need to specify the position if you're considering with Java. All right. Okay. Anyhow, little bit idea you guys have got now regarding the linked list. Sir, notes will be shared in the drive, I guess, in the Google Classroom, I guess. One more is there, and you just first join the WhatsApp community. There you'll get the complete link for the drive and all will be available there. Just check it once now. I cannot add anyone here, sir, from my end. You just have to click on the link. You just click on it. You will be redirected to it. Redirected to the WhatsApp community. I'm not having that access to add anyone or remove anyone from my end. You can do it in the mobile, no? Yeah, obviously in the office laptop it won't work. Using mobile, how is it possible? It should work. Manually, when you're typing, it's not working. Maybe any of the input is not correct from your end. In YouTube, it will be available, sir. You're only uploaded, already uploaded. If not finding here, go to the here somewhere playlist. In the playlist, first one only. This one. Recordings will be available. First 2 days recordings already available there. You can check from there. Yesterday's recording also available. And today's recording will also be available. It will be lifetime access. It's in the YouTube. You'll get it. Don't worry. They'll not remove it from here. If any plans are there, I'll ask them to keep it. They'll not remove. Okay. You can check with some other faculties workshops also. It will be helpful for you. Okay. All right. Make sure you just subscribe to this channel. And there is a bell icon also. Just click on that. so that you get the notification every time. All right. You can get placed in any domain as per your like interest. You want to go into Java development, join full stack Java development, Python development, web development, anything. As a fresher, you can enter into anything. Yeah, chances are there all 10 days videos will be there in the YouTube. You just have to check. You know only core Java. No issues. Just continue with the advanced Java. Then Spring you continue. Then some of the tools you cover over there. Right now, not planned yet. Maybe very soon. Maybe this month or next month I'm starting. Yeah. Okay, I'll check with the manager. I'll check with the admin once again from my end. Okay, don't worry. I'll check with the admin and I'll ask them to upload it again. I'll ask them to upload the content again. Okay. Yeah. All right, guys. Okay, then this was for today, guys. We'll continue tomorrow again at 2 o'clock. I'll be meeting you at 2 o'clock again. Thank you so much, guys, for coming today. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye, guys. And yeah, I'll share this notes. Don't worry. I'll share it. By the end of the day, you'll get the complete note. Don't worry. And please don't forget to practice. If you'll not practice these variables, methods, and constructor, I'll not be able to help you. You have to practice. Okay? Don't waste your time. Just practice these things. Tomorrow, little bit more about this data structure and algorithm. Then we'll try to start with the complexity. Yeah, I'll check with the management. If anything is there, you'll be notified. Okay, chalo. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, you're most welcome, Jameer. It's not available. It's just going to come as the workshop. That's why not available right now. It will come as a workshop. More chances there. It will come as the workshop. That's why. Okay, you just follow the page. You'll get the notification. No one is responding. Okay, do one thing. No one is responding means what? Like what happened there? Not responding in the sense? Are they saying not planned yet, or they're not even responding to the messages or calls? What is there actually? What you are saying? So, like, what is their statement when you're asking? That's what I'm asking. I'll ask them to connect to you as soon as possible. Not available. Okay, course is not available yet. Yeah, maybe it is not planned yet because the faculty is not available. He's not having the free slots. As soon as the slot will be available for the faculty, there is the faculty for the Python. Once it's free, he'll start. As like right now, I got a free slot. That's why I started. So here actually faculties are taking 5 to 6 sessions in a day. Na? It's completely packed. By chance we are free, then only we can do this type of things. We can start Leetcode, data structure, some other workshop for particular features of any technology. Yeah, collection also required 100%. Collection map both are required. Collection is nothing but again data structure only. That's why you are studying this data structure first, then I'll implement collections. Without the collections and map, how you are going to reduce the time complexity? Map and collection will be very much helpful. Very, very much helpful. But for the brute force process, initial days, the normal for loop, arrays, those things will do for brute force technique. But if you go for the optimal solutions, then obviously collection map compulsory. Even stream API, a new topic that is also required as per the point of view of Java. Okay. All right then. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Technical interview, everything is important. I'll suggest you to go with the OOP concept, variables, methods, OOP, wrapper classes, exception handling, then multi-threading and collection. That's enough. Cover up that one first. Those are the things every interviewer expects you to know. All right. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Chalo. Bye, bye, bye. Have a good day, everyone. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Yeah, it will be uploaded in YouTube. Don't worry. Okay. Chalo. Bye, guys.